Well, good evening. It's Longhaultanker, straight razor shaving with Longhaultanker. And it is Monday the 14th of November 2022, and it is approximately 8:55 p.m. or 20:55. And as you may tell from my surroundings, we've done a couple of these recently, not long ago. I am in the driver's lounge restroom at my terminal and leaving early in the morning for a trip to Ontario, Canada, going back up to the one I had 2 or 3 weeks ago to Tillsonburg, Ontario, near London, Ontario. And it's the perfect trip. It'll get me up and back in about 6 days. That was interesting. Some stuff coming off there. Anyway, we've got a good shave planned for tonight. Hope the razor cooperates. And if you're watching this video, that means the razor cooperated. But if you're watching me on YouTube, thank you very much. I've got like 217, 220 subscribers now, and I thank you all very much for doing that. Go on over to the Shaving Cadre and visit them and maybe make an account and join up over there. It's fun, it's interesting. If you like wet shaving, straight razor shaving, you'll enjoy that website. And then go on over and visit my my favorites, both from the Shaving Cadre and from YouTube in general. But from the Shaving Cadre, you've got Handlebarber Dave, and you've got Major Rich, and you've got Nurse Dave, you've got Bill M, you've got the Cutthroat Journey, Shooting the Shave, and Lukey 3262. And this video tonight is particularly aimed at, or dedicated to, if you want to say, excuse me, stamatiadis. I went over to his channel and read through several of the comments, and I see where several of the fellas are calling him Dino. So, Mr. Dino Stamatiadis, this is for you. I'm using tonight, the reason I say that is because the razor that I'm using tonight is the one he recently asked me some questions about. And that is the Wacker Old Sheffield. Wacker Old Sheffield. And it's a beautiful 7/8 razor. It's got a barber's notch. It's fairly traditional size on the spine width. And so, while I had been home, since I got home from my last trip, I have taken this and refreshed it on the Coticule, and we'll see how well it does tonight. And for my brush tonight, using the Savile row, I believe this is a 26 or a 28, 26 I think, millimeter knot, premium Silvertip Badger. And our soap, first time I've had this on the road, I do believe, is Baker Street from Stirling Soap Company. And it smells, I have not soaked it in the water. I'm going to use it dry just like I did on the Barrister and Man. And it smells very interesting. Interesting is what I got a little bit of a pine scent coming from it. Baker Street, I got to assume is some sort of reference to Sherlock Holmes. What else is Baker Street known for, right? And so I'm not getting just what I would expect to smell. I'm not getting, having been in London and having been in some of these kinds of locales and locations, it doesn't smell like what you would expect old, musty, wood, oak, old and musty, and wood and oak. If you're familiar with English landscape and architecture and some of the great old houses from generations ago, Queen Elizabeth, I mean the original Queen Elizabeth, 1500s I'm talking about, one of her highest advisors was and you'll see this name in the movies, Elizabeth, Lord Burleigh. There is a Burleigh house, and it is just a typical, what you think typical. It's about the size of Buckingham Palace, and it's just room after room after room after room, and very interesting to go through all those rooms with the history. I'm gonna put some water on my face, and so now we'll get using this soap, the Baker Street. And of course, that house, of course, had, being as old as it is and in various states of repair, I very much got the scent of old oak, old wood, musty, but I'm not getting that off this soap yet. We'll see what it produces here in a minute. And I did not soak it. It is dry. And so we'll see how it performs this week. This was the perfect load for me for this week because it's, as I say, it delivers on Friday. Today is Monday night. I will leave very early tomorrow. Tomorrow will be Jonesboro. Night after will be Angola, Indiana. And so there's what we got. And let's wipe it out and go with this. It does not appear to be as thick as some of the Stirling soaps are. It looks to be creamy, but rather thin. And that, I don't know if that has anything to do with me soaking it or not, but we'll see how it performs as we get it lathered up. Set that there, rinse my hand off. And one of the reasons, the reason I'm saying this is the perfect trip for me to Tilsonburg, Ontario, is next week I have off as vacation. For Thanksgiving, of course, the American Thanksgiving week. And my wife wants to leave. We're going to Dallas. And her daughter, my stepdaughter, and she wants to leave the house in Houston. On Tuesday. So I'll get in Sunday late afternoon or perhaps Monday morning, depending on how everything goes. All right. All right. Mr. Dino Stamatiadis, this Wacker Old Sheffield shave is for you. It's for you. And it's got a conical edge. And the reason it had a conical edge on it before, I refreshed it with the conical. The reason I stayed with the conical is because I know that Mr. Stamatiadis has a couple of 2 or 3 videos where it's either honing or honing and shaving. And he uses what I believe, or it appears to be, a Coticule. It looks like a 6x2 is what it looks like. And so here we go. Oh, that was very nice. That was very nice. And I was a little bit dubious that refresh job would do as good a job as I had thought or hoped it would. And the reason is because I have 2 8x3 yellow Coticules. One I bought as a used stone from a fellow in Dallas, and the other one I bought as a new stone from a gentleman that has a retail shop, not retail, he sells stuff. Howard Schechner, out of Massachusetts. Nice fellow. I spent some time with him, drove up there. Anyway, but I also had a travel 4x2 from Jared at the Superior Shave, and that was the first one I got. And I called him, I said, I don't even know what I'm asking for. And he walked me through the different stuff. And I said, I want an ultra fine, I don't like things that cut real fast, because I'd read a little bit, you have fast cutters, slow cutters. I wanted a slow cutter. And that's what he sent me. And that's what I spent some time with on this while I was at home, was that 4x2 travel stone that he sent me. Now, I'm not up on the various names of the Coticule stones, but it had something like Lavert. Does that sound anywhere near correct to some of you fellas? Lavert, or something with a vert sound in it. It may have even been a verde sound in it. And I remember that distinctly because there's a, well, I'm not going to go into that, but there's a personal reason that the vert sound sounds very familiar to me. No, I wanted to shave tonight too, rather than tomorrow night. I have about 36, 38, 40 hours worth of whisker growth on my face. I did shave yesterday morning off camera at the house. But I don't like shaving doing the whole shower and shave routine the first night out on the road. There's just too many other things to follow up with, and I don't want to feel that rushed on the first night out on the road. If you've never seen Mr. Dino Stamatiadis in action, I will put his link in the description when I post this. And take a minute and watch some of his videos. They're really quite good, entertaining. He's a right-handed shaver. Which is to say he doesn't use the left hand. Very good. Very good. Even somewhat surprised. I was surprised, I will admit. And the reason is because that little travel stone Coticule that I've got, I've never really used it that much, very little. And I spent with this razor, and I probably overkilled, and I'm not going to tell you how much time because I don't want the drive-by assassins to say, you did how much? But I spent a good bit of time. I think I'm going to need some more soap on this. I'm not satisfied. Let's see if we can get a good thick, heavy. So I've never spent as much time on a single stone, and it was more than 30 minutes. Oh, did I say that? You know, here come the drive-by assassins. But and that small of a stone, you know, is just a little 4x2 is just hard to do what you can do on an 8x3, that's for sure. That was great. Nothing wrong with that at all. Oh, that is just, you know, it's what you want. It's what you want. If you're going to shave with a straight razor, you want a nice, clean, smooth pass, even on your first pass. And it just pops and it just feels, I could stop right there, but I'm not going to. Because there's still a little bit there that warrants a across the grain and a width against the grain pass. But I don't know if Mr. Stamatiadis is contemplating buying a Wacker old Sheffield. I have several, And I have a number of them with me on this trip. I don't know how many shaves I'm going to have. I would say maybe, well, I've kind of given up shaving on the road. I say given up, becoming a little bit more sparse. Largely because of the internet and how long it takes to load these things up to YouTube on the road. It's just, 6 and 8 hours every night, or the nights that I load them up. But if he chooses to buy one, he will not go wrong. It would be a nice addition to I've seen his collection, at least what he has on YouTube, and it's a nice collection. And the Wacker Old Sheffield would complement the collection, the upper end razors that he had. And one of the upper end razors that he has is the Wacker Count Engelbert II, just like I've got. And in fact, him and another fellow, well, I first saw it with Anthony Esposito, the stallion, and I said, I've got to have one of those. And it wasn't long after that I saw that Dino had one, Mr. Stamatiadis had one, and I said, that's the same razor, I've got to have it. And I think it was his. Upon seeing his is what made me go actually look for it. If you saw me shave with the Wacker Count Engelbert, that's the one with all the gold on it, recently, my last shave on video, 1 or 2 shaves ago, that I refreshed it on the Dan's Arkansas translucent, and it was fabulous. It was the word I used was effortless, or effortlessly, how effortlessly it was shaving. And this one is almost there as well, which I say almost. It's right there. I got nothing to complain about. That's just wonderful. Wonderful. Whoops, I forgot to do that spot, didn't I? Savile roll brushes are very good brushes. They're upper end brushes. I believe I got mine from QED's, where I got my other QED Select Manchurian badgers, and I don't know if he's an exclusive retailer in the United States or not. I think he is, because I haven't seen Savile roll brushes available anywhere else in the US. Oh, very nice. That's very smooth. Very smooth. One of the things that I so much appreciate about Mr. Dino Stamatiadis is how well he stretches his skin. And that is so, now there is a perfect Dear Mikey diary moment, is on stretching the skin. So Dear Mikey, as you begin your straight razor journey, learning the techniques, and that is stretching. You got to stretch the skin to get those whiskers to stand up and have the razor travel smoothly down the flat surface of your face that you stretch out. Gotta do it. But that's just part of it. And Dino, if I may call him Dino, like the others did, does a superb job. I'm going to have to go back and read the website at Stirling to see what this soap is supposed to remind me of. Better. It's always hard to shave over my little goober spot there. There's almost a hotbed of whiskers just right in and around that thing. And I don't talk about it much, but it's a thing. And it's so much better than it was. You go back and look at the old videos from some of my very first videos. It was not pretty at all. It is so much better than it is now. One of the things that I got off of the puck when I opened it up and started sniffing on it just a little bit ago is that I got a certain amount of what smelled just kind of waxy, and put that with a little bit of pine, put that with a little bit of whatever else they got in there. I kind of get the idea that that's supposed to be like a candle wax, a period candle wax. Baker Street, Sherlock Holmes, 1800s, 1890s when Sherlock Holmes was active. I listened to a lot of Sherlock Holmes on old time radio. And here's a little quiz for some of you that might be Sherlock Holmes buffs, and especially the books and the movies, the stories in the movies, and that is, in The Dancing Men, how does candle wax play a factor? What clue does the candle wax give to Sherlock Holmes, the candle wax? It's kind of going thin, isn't it? The shaving soap, that is. Oh, that's just wonderful. Let's rinse it off and see what we got. Okay. All right, let's do the, yeah, I can feel a little bit right in here. Let's do the touch-up pass on both sides. I am not going to use alum on my fingers after the little stain and the heartbreak and disappointment that I got the stain on my Boker, Count Engelbert, on the back side. You know, when you pay $400 and $500 for a nice new production razor, and you ordinarily take extraordinary care to take care, the last thing you want is a mishap like that. But you don't know what you don't know. Well, I feel it popping hairs under there. All right, I think that will do it for the face shave. I'm going to go ahead and do a head shave, and I'll go ahead and record it because it doesn't cost anything, does it? It doesn't cost any. I think. All right, for our face shave, we use the Wacker. Let's see if I can get that to come in. Wacker Old Sheffield Soligen, and there it is. It's just a beautiful razor. It of course, is intended to be a homage and a reflection of the Wade and Butcher and Frederick Reynolds and Greaves and some of the other great names that come out of Sheffield. But particularly the Wade and Butcher. It's just a beautiful model, exemplar of what a Wade and Butcher was, and still remains in the vintage form. All right, let's move on to the head shave here. And I'm going to run some hot water because it's gotten very cool-ish. I always take extra care to clean up after myself when I'm done in this restroom, because it is a public restroom. I don't want to leave water and all over the counter and soap scum down in the bowl, so I always take extra care to clean it all out when I'm done here. And I'm using a union razor with white plastic scales. And this is one of the razors that I did at home on the translucent Dan's. No, the Norton. It was a Norton, wasn't it? Pretty variegated colors from the light colored, almost whitish gray, going to, there's some red spots and red streaks and kind of a rust colored red, and darker gray streaks that it almost looks like a tiger's back in a way, but it's translucent. It transmits light all the way through, every inch and centimeter. Boy, there's just not much soap there, is there? Let's try something. When all else fails, use some hand soap, because I don't have much to do here. Just use some hand soap to supplement what little you have left. You can do this on the face or the head, it don't matter, but no need to go back to the puck or the jar. Don't need to do it. There's, oops, slinging soap. And it went to the floor. I'll get that. There, I just wiped it off. The floor, can't leave it on the floor, leave no mess, leave no trace like you've never been there, because the crew will start pouring in here anywhere from 5 to 7 o'clock in the morning, and they'll expect a clean bathroom, because they'll think that the cleaning crew was in here the night before, and why don't we have a clean bathroom? Well, it's about time for me to get a haircut too. I'm a little shaggy on top, on the sides, I should say. Actually, I was going to do it tonight up here, but I forgot to bring the clippers with me. Too many other things on my mind when I'm trying to get the trailer hooked up and get my load ready. This is a preloaded trailer. I haven't gone into a plant to load for a long time on the original load. Now, on a backhaul, I will, of course, which I was going to do in San Diego. Which is why I got washed out at the washout in Los Angeles. But that fell through, and so, come on home. And that happens. It's not the first time that's happened. It is the first time it's happened there at that locale in San Diego. They are normally pretty good with having product needing to ship. But I will say, you know, if you're keeping up with the news and the economy and the lack of products and supply chain, etc., that's affecting us just as much as anywhere else. I had some runoff there. Want to make sure it don't get down in the pin. All right, let's wipe it off. Very nice. Okay. Well, a couple more strokes here. Got to do There, that's better. I will tell you that I found an air leak on the brake lines tonight, and we don't have a mechanic staff on duty until 6 a.m., so that's going to delay my departure. I said I wanted to leave at 4 o'clock, or I wanted to leave about 4:30, 5 o'clock. Alarm was going to be set for 6 or 5. For 4, and so I'm going to have to delay that a little bit. We'll see what happens. I've got a little extra time built in. Not much, mind you, but that last day, I have to be in Ontario at the Flying J truck stop in London, Ontario by the end of the 3rd day. And the way I have my route set up, it was about 9 hours, and that last day was going to be about 6 hours. Or if I go to Marshall, Michigan, it'll be 5 hours to the Flying J in London. And so if I get a delayed start tomorrow morning, I can possibly make it up on Thursday. We'll see. We will see what happens. All right, we're done. Face shave was done with the Wacker old Sheffield. The head shave was done with the Union razor on a Norton translucent. We use the Savile row. I don't know what the number is of this brush and handle, but it's a premium Silvertip Badger, 26 millimeter, I believe. It's either that or 26 or 8. And we use the Baker Street Stirling Soap Company. A little thin. I'm going to have to really overload it next time I use it and see how that works out. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you down the road.